Hey everyone, welcome to the demonstration for the virtual stock investing competitions that you can do with Piping Hot Bot. I am at the home community server for the Piping Hot Bot, which is Piping Hot Games, and this is where I will give a quick showcase of the virtual stock investing competitions you can do with this bot. So the first thing I want to do is stocks help because I want to see all the commands that I can do for the virtual stock investing. So the previous video that I did on virtual stock investing, I went over these commands, at least the top ones here that don't have to do with competitions, and then I showcased how to operate your portfolio that is outside of any competition. But here, I'm actually going to create a competition and show how that works. One thing that I want to make really clear is your portfolio outside of competitions is completely separate from the one that is within competitions, and the one within competitions are also separate from each other. So you don't have to worry about losing your investments when you join a competition and having that override your portfolio or anything like that. You don't start from scratch completely, you just start from scratch with a new portfolio that's given to you, a new balance that's given to you when you start or join a competition. And so that's what I'll do right here. I'll do stocks create competition. It's a create dash competition. And then here, the third part of this command, I specify the number of days that I want the competition to last. Because with stock investing, it's not a quick thing like it is for some of the other games on Piping Hot Games, like with Displash or Meme Brawl or Mafia. Those are quick things that last no more than 15 minutes. But this lasts a long time. Because if you have a game of stock investing that lasts 10 minutes, nobody's going to get anywhere. Everybody's just going to have basically like the balance they started with. And so you want it to go on for a while. So let's say I want to play a game for like 5 months with my friends. I'll do like 150 days. It's about 5 months. Then it'll create this competition and it'll end at a specified time that it actually tells me. So it says that my investment competition has been created in the category Invest Comp hosted by ColePM. And then this right here is the game code, which isn't really important to you, but it's actually really necessary behind the scenes to distinguish this investment competition from the other ones. And so to join this investment competition, you go to the new category that was created for this competition and then the main room within that. So you can see right here, it says, Welcome to the beginning of this investment competition hosted by ColePM. This competition will last for 150 days. And you'll see it'll tell you exactly when it ends, even what time, once you start the competition. And so players need to join with the stocks join. And you need to have obviously at least two players to start, otherwise you're just competing with yourself. And at that point, you might as well just do the portfolio management that is outside of the competitions. And so I'm going to get two more people to join with me, and that's actually these two testing accounts that I've created for in that I've used for the development of this bot. And so I'll go over to that right now. So here I am on Zoom by Planet, and I will do stocks join. So now it'll say I've joined the investment competition hosted by ColePM, and I'm waiting for it to begin. That's what this command is for. Once all the players have joined, the host will use that to start it. And so now I'll just join on Chicken Wicken as well, and then we'll get rolling. All right, stocks joined, Chicken Wicken. Now all three players are here, and it is time for the host to begin the game. So what I do to begin the game is what I showed just a little bit ago. Stocks start. So now when I type this in, it's going to do a few things all at the same time. First, it'll say the competition has started and will end in 150 days on November 17th, 2021, once the market closes at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. May the best investor win. So, if you're not familiar with how the stock market works, the stock market has an open time that is something like 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe. Um, I'm in Central Standard Time, so I am not quite sure exactly what that number is. Um, and so when the market closes, stock prices don't change. They're kind of projected, so you might be able to see like off market prices change. But the official prices of stocks do not change past 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until somewhere around 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the next day. And so that is why I have chosen this as the time that the investment competition will end once it reaches that day that was specified by the host, which is November 17th in this case, because that's in 150 days from today at the recording of this video. And so within that 150 days, each investor is free to do whatever the heck they want. And they actually start with a fresh portfolio and a fresh balance. So if I go to the DMs with the bot and I do stocks balance, you'll see that I still have everything that you saw in the previous video where I talked about doing investing outside of a competition. But now, if I go into the private investment channel that is given to each user once the investment competition starts, and I do stocks balance, you'll see that it's completely different. I have $100,000 not invested and then $0 for my investment. So it is totally separate from the portfolio that I have outside of the competition or the portfolio that I would have within a different competition. And I can do everything that I could do before outside of the competition, except now at the end of this competition on November 17th, 2021 at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it will end the competition and take this number right here plus this number. So it'll take all my money total from investments and not invested, and it'll compare it to every other user and figure out who won, and it'll give the rankings of all the players. And so that is how that works. And Piping Hot Bot automatically each day checks to see if any of these competitions should end at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it ends it and messages everybody the results of the game. So that's how that works. And here in the competition, I can either manage my portfolio privately here. So if I want to do stocks by Microsoft, 10 shares of Microsoft, I can do that here privately, and I can look at my portfolio privately, or I can do that public. So you can decide with the people you're playing with how you want to do that. If you want to make it so you get to see what everybody's investing in, or you can do it where it's all private. And so I can do it wherever I want. The one thing I can't do is I can't do any commands related to the competition within like the DMs with the bot, because then it's just going to use that portfolio that I have outside of the competition. So within the competition, you have to do everything within either the main room or the private investment channel that is made for you. And just to show that this works, I'm going to quickly go over to the other account. Let's just say I'll do Chicken Wicken, and I'll show that there's a private investment channel for them as well. So here on Chicken Wicken, you can see there is also a private investment channel for me here as well. And this is totally separate from the one that had Cole PM in it. You can see there's nothing here where I bought the 10 shares of Microsoft or 5 or whatever it was, like there was for Cole PM, because it is a separate one. But if I go here, you can see that I have the selling of the 5 shares from Cole PM here. The other thing I can do that I wasn't able to show in the last video is, I'll pull it up right here, the commands. I can check the balance of other users. So I can do stocks balance at Cole PM. You can see that I have pulled up what Cole PM has invested in. And so that is how that works. That is pretty much it at this point. There isn't really anything else to go over. I can just pull up the commands right here. The two other things that's important, and I'll actually go back over to Cole PM for this. The two other things that are important are the host ending the game and the host cleaning up the game. And the other thing I should mention really quick is you can see this is actually using Cole PM's portfolio from outside the competition where it should be inside the competition. That is a feature that I'll have to fix up. And so by the time you actually use this feature, it will be fixed. I just want to mention that quick. But anyway, the host can end the competition early at any time by doing stocks end. And so this is a good way where if the competition is dragging on for too long and you're getting bored with it, you and everybody else, you can just end it early. And so then what it'll do, it'll say, attention investors, this competition hosted by ColdPM has come to the end. This is exactly what you would see if it expired naturally, except this is just doing it prematurely. In this case, obviously everybody finished with the exact same balance because basically no time elapsed since this started. And so there isn't really tiebreakers or anything. It just lists people in a random order because if you did an actual competition for, let's say, 100 days, the chance of anybody having the exact same investment value is close to none. And so there's not a lot of logic there. But for here, it's just listing first, second, and third, even though it's the same value. And so then it says, congrats, winners. That was quite the competition. Host, when you're ready, clean up this game with stocks cleanup. And so what this is going to do is this going to wipe all these text channels and the category for this competition off the face of the earth to make sure that this server and any other server that Piping Hot Bot is in doesn't get cluttered with a lot of text channels and categories for games that are long since expired. And so now there is no presence of that game on this server at all. And that's just a good way to clean up the game. And like I said, to stop the server from getting spammed with old games and text channels for that. So that's pretty much it for the virtual stocks investing. I would encourage you guys to use both the features, having that portfolio that lasts indefinitely and also the stock competitions. Both are really, really fun. And it's a good way to practice too if you're thinking about getting into real stocks. You can play around with this a little bit, and maybe you have a portfolio in mind that you want to build up, and you can test it out here first, whatever you want to do. Hope this sounds fun, and thanks for watching.